Child of God, I want to speak to you about biting the bait. Now, bait is something that is used in fishing. You want to catch fish, you've got to use the right bait. And so what the fisher does, he knows where the fish is going to be, and he also knows what bait to use to draw that fish out of the water, hook it onto the bait, and pull it out. And we also have an enemy called Satan that we know that has lots of hooks and lots of traps and lots of temptations. And he knows what bait to use to pull you out of your place of peace, out of your walk in life, your progress that you're making in your life, obeying the word of God. And he knows what bait to use on you. You have to be wise. But remember, as long as you don't bite the bait, you are safe. You have to know that the bait could be anything. It could be a temptation. It could be a weakness. It could be something that gets you annoyed. It could be a person that you know that always keeps getting on your nerves. Now, the aim of the enemy is to get you out of living a life of righteousness and peace and wholeness and an obedience to God and getting into that emotional place. And see, that emotional realm is the domain and the playground for the enemy. What he wants is for you to get out of walking in the spirit, walking in truth, walking in love, according to the word of God, and getting into the emotions, getting into carnality, feelings and your senses, and he said and she said, and get into arguments, and then you bite the bait. And someone says something to you and you take hold of that and you get hooked into that argument, just like the bait that the fish gets hooked into. And the next thing you know, you're in the emotional realm, and that's when the enemy gets you. And he knows he can play you, and he can start just exaggerating things and feelings in your life. So don't bite the bait. If there's people in your life that you know that cause you to get very emotional and are quite hurtful and quite judgmental, just decide that you don't want to bite the bait. Distance yourself from them if you have to, and just really draw on the word of God. Just be aware and alert not to bite the bait. And you know what that bait could be for you. Remember that Jesus Christ is the anchor to our lives, and he's not going to let us just drift aimlessly anywhere. He will hold us steady, even in a rage. It seems like we're going through a raging storm in our lives. So whatever that bait is for you, it could be somebody annoying at your church. Child of God, I want you to know that no matter how loving you are, no matter how kind you are, there is always going to be somebody that's going to trigger you and make you feel annoyed or upset you or accuse you. Jesus had Pharisees to deal with. David had Saul that hunted him down. And Joseph had brothers that threw him into a pit. So what about you? What do you think? Just don't bite the bait. Don't get into the emotional realm. Decide that you're going to stand on the word of God, and you are going to be obedient and resist the devil. Submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Don't bite the bait. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.